Dock it down, and necessary will be here in just a minute. Stay by, guys.
Delta Victor Quebec. My name is Carla, and I'll be your net control this morning. On 3974 KC, the vintage military radio net is a round table AM net that provides an opportunity for hams to operate their vintage military radio gear on the air. Military gear is encouraged, but certainly not required. Check-ins will be given a number that can be used in the handback. I will call for check-ins at the end of each round table session. If anyone has anything to sell,
hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Table session. So far, hang on. In the number 1 spot, I have W6MQI, Dave. And in the number 2 spot, I have W6SSP, Steve. And in the number 3, I have K0DWC, Vern. And the number 4, I have KE6QK, Rich. And number 5, I have K0DWC, Chuck. Is there anyone else out there would like to check in and be number 6? Please come now.
Well, WA7YBS. WA7YBS.
Okay, I have, in the number 6 spot, I have W7MS, Mike. In number 7 spot, I have WA7YBS, Henry. Is there anybody else like to join us on the first go around and be number 8? Please come now. Okay, nothing more. So one more time, in the number 1 spot, I'm just going to give the call signs is W6MQI, number 2 is W6SSP, number 3 is K6VXY, number 4 is KE6QK, number 5 is K0DWC, number 6 is W7MS, and number 7 is WA7YBS. So before we get done, let me make one more call just to see if there's a late one out there. Like to be number 8. Come please.
KB0W, Kilo Bravo 0 Whiskey, South Lake Tahoe.
Well, good morning, Frank. I got you in the number 8 spot, KB0W. Is there anyone else out there might like to jump in on the first go-around and be number 9? Okay, nothing hurts. So we'll go ahead with the first go-around, guys. I'm running the ART-13 this morning with the Helicopters R274, one of my favorite radios. So I'll keep my first announcement short. So I'll just go ahead and go with number 1. W6MQI, Dave, to take it. Go ahead.
All right, I almost said K0DWC. K4DWQ, Carla. Well, good morning, Carla. Nice to hear you on the net control hot seat there this morning on your ART-13. This is Dave in Livermore, and we're on the ART-13 as well with the modified T17 microphone. Listening on a 75A4 receiver with an inverted D antenna. 56 degrees, rain, and well, I've only had 2 sips of coffee, so my head's flying in IMC conditions as well here, so I'll pass it on to, let's see, I just want to say Steve, Vern, Rich, Chuck, Mike, Henry, and Frank. Over to you, Steve. W6SSP, W6MQI.
Okay, Dave, good morning, W6MQI, W6SSP, and good morning to Carla especially, our net control for the day, and good morning to everybody. We have a fall winter sort of morning here. A little bit of drizzle, but not too bad. We had a fair amount of rain earlier in the week, but nothing like Southern California, so we're just kind of taking it in and enjoying the wet weather. Anyway, this is Steve, just now for Santa Rosa. Receiver. B2B1 transmitter. Driven by an unamplified B105 microphone into a dipole about 35 watts out or so. And not a whole lot going on this week radio-wise. This is just the new beam that's been up for 2 weeks now. Conditions have been pretty lousy on the low bands this week, especially 20 meters due to major CME event. But I was able to do some testing and determine the beam is working a heck of a lot better than fan dipole down to southern Nevada. It's a good friend of mine down there. So we'll send on down to Vern, K6BXY, W6SSP.
Vern, K6BXY, are you there? Over? Okay, we'll try to get Vern on the second go around. So Rich, KE6QK to take it. Go ahead.
W4DWC in the group. This is KE6QK. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, everybody. Got a noise level here. It's 48 degrees and raining in Fallon, Nevada. This morning we're using the IC7300 lunchbox, 50 watts output, inverted V-trap dipole, 50 watts. And I want to explain what happened last week, that the old VX100B The other one's just fine. So that was explaining what happened last week. Won't keep it long. Down to you, Chuck. K0DW. Pick it up.
Okay, Rich, K6TK, K0DWC. Well, so far so good. Good morning to you, Dave, and to Steve, Vern, and you again, Rich, Mike, Henry, and good to hear Frank on this morning, and good morning to Carla. So I'm running the same rig naturally as net control on the K032 microphone with the Electret module in it. So anyway, I know it's raining here, but I'll leave the weather up to Henry. Henry's pretty reliable on the weather here in Dayton Valley. So it's wet and drizzling here. So anyway, we'll keep it going, and I'll send it over to Reno to Mike, W7MS. Take it. Go ahead, Mike.
Stand by. Okay, doing a quick frequency check here. I'm on the first cup of coffee and had some technical issues, and I'm discombobulated. That would be my description. But I think I'm on the air, and I'm somewhere close to the frequency. So this is W7MS Mike in Reno. Good morning to everyone on frequency. Yes, it's been raining, it's wet, and the sun is arising. And this morning, I didn't plan on being back on the BC375 Echo and the RAX1 receiver, but had some technical issues with the station that I planned on operating. So I'm going to keep it short so I can, and what the heck happened to Vern? But also, yes, before I forget, for Rich, if you're in town and it's convenient for you, I've got basically dozens upon dozens of 1625s. I'd be glad to give you several, so you'll have some replacements and maybe a spare or two, because I've got a lifetime supply for about 10 lifetimes here. So that's just an offer if it's convenient for you. If not, it's okie dokie with me. So over to Henry, WA7YBS, W7MS.
Okay. And yeah, just checking the meters and everything looks nice. And okay, well, good morning to all. Dave, Steve, absent Vern, Rich, Chuck, Mike, and Frank, and Carla. Carla's sounding good on the ART-13. I agree with you, Carla. The ART-274 is an excellent receiver for the time period, 1949. Of course, designed probably in 48, but for the time period, that was a good receiver. And of course, signal core design built by Hallicrafters. Hallicrafters took credit for the engineering, but we all know that it was mostly signal core work on that receiver. It's a good one. And let's see, yeah, weather here, it's kind of rain. It isn't really raining right at the moment, but it has. It's all wet outside anyway. Got that way somehow. And the temperature was, I think it was 45 this morning. So anyway, that's the rundown on the weather. Cloudy and Sunnyville. Well, I'm running. Speaking of 1625 tubes, yeah, I'm running 4 of them here. This is the W6MIT 1625 rig, and going into the W6MIT linear amplifier, so I'm putting probably 130 watts output carrier, and to a collinear array antenna, and the receiver is my military connection. And it's the Raycal RA1712C. Well, the RA1712C, made in England, was for NATO, North America, NATO, etc. So even though it was made in England, it's got all USA-type tubes, all UNF screws and stuff like that. All the nomenclature is in English instead of British. or maybe I ought to say it American instead of British. So instead of mains, it says power, stuff like that. Instead of aerial, it says antenna. So there we go. When these RA-17 C-12s were used by the U.S. military, they were designated R501/URRs. So anyway, that's the rundown on the gear. Let me turn it over to Frank, K0DWC, WA7YBS. Go ahead, Frank.
Okay, WA7YBS, KB0W. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Carlo. Thank you very much for running the net. And good morning to Dave, Steve, Vern. I couldn't hear Rich, but I know he was there. And Chuck, and good morning, Mike and Henry. Nice morning here this morning. It's drizzling, wet, 41 degrees. I thought there'd be some snow last night, but there wasn't. It's a warm storm and pretty disappointing according to the forecast. But I'm sure there'll be a lot more storms coming down the pike here. So we're running the same O here, the W6MIT restored Johnson 500, putting out about, let's see, about 300, about 300 watts, 350 watts into a dipole antenna at 65 feet strung up between two sugar pines. And unfortunately, the north end of the antenna is very, very close to a high tension power line, so I have a hell of a noise issue here. But this morning I'm able to hear most everybody. Doing a little bit of CW on the air. No DX, nothing really interesting, but a lot of nice talking with your fingers. And cleaning up the property here before the snow comes. So I'll do probably one more and turn it over to Carla. Once again, good morning to everybody, and take it away, Carla. Thank you very much for running the net. W4DVQ, this is KB0W.
Okay, KB0W, this is Whiskey 4 Delta Victor Quebec. Very good, all the conditions are great this morning. So let me see if there's anybody out there would like to check in and be number 9. Please come now.
Carla, you might want to keep I thought I heard him try to break in there at the very end.
Lesson on that RT-74. I appreciate that. And also, let's see, I was thinking of something, now I've lost it. Got my car put up, got the container for her, but boy, she sure is a brad little thing. I had to put up a mirror in the front of the container to be able to see the passenger side, how close I can get so I can get out of the driver's seat. But it's different. It's different. She's a fatty, that's for sure. But got that done, and we've been cleaning up debris here, getting ready for the winter, and so on, and got rid of the horse manure pile. Yesterday was the last run for that, thanks to a couple of young guys. And let's see, just wondering if any of us are going to any Black Friday sales. I have been at I made a trip to Cow Ranch, and I tell you what, they have these pickled eggs and beet juice I just love. I can't wait till Black Friday. I might get me a couple more quarts. But anyhow, I'll keep it short. So let me make one more call before I hand it over to number 1. So is there anybody like to check in? Or Vern, are you around? Please come now. I thought maybe Bill might pop in there too, but I didn't hear anything. If y'all hear something, please don't hesitate to let know. So back up to the top. Today, W6 MQI. This is Whiskey 4, Delta Victor, Quebec.
All right, Carl, there is somebody. They're real slow on the uptake. I'll stand by to see if it might be Bill.
Yes, fine. I haven't got my coffee yet.
And Bill was out there also at one time or another.
Was that Vern I heard?
Okay, hang on, Vern, just a second. Bill, if you're out there, I'm going to go ahead and put you in number 9. So if you're out there, go ahead, please.
It's K0DWC, I'm late. Am I number 5?
Vern, go ahead and make a transmission, but I have you in number 3 after Steve. But go ahead and make a transmission and hand it back to me. But remember, you're number 3, okay? So K0DWC, go ahead and make a transmission.
Okay, you're a little distorted today, Carla. I'm running the Marauder. I got up a little late. I got in here, didn't know where I was or what was going on. My coffee is ready, and it's in the kitchen. So it's moving the meter, but K0DWC, running the Marauder, AL811, about 80 watts or something like that. I'm going to keep it brief because I'm not sure that I've got everything together yet. This is K0DWC. Good morning to all. I'm hearing you all fine.
Okay, K0DWC. Remember, I put you in the number 3 spot, Vern. But let me make a call out for Bill. And Henry, if you can hear him, could you try and pick him up? Go ahead, Bill.
Got it.
I don't hear Bill there, Carla. Mike, W7MS, did you hear him?
Nothing in Livermore.
Okay, maybe he'll come around the next go around. So we're going to start round 2. So up to Dave, W6 MQI to take it. This is Whiskey 4, Delta Victor, Quebec.
All right, Carla, W6 MQI. Boy, I don't know what's going on with Vern's rig. I barely hear him. The audio's way down. Might want to look at that one, Vern. I know you were talking about some weak 6146s last week, but yeah, everybody sounded pretty good. Henry was the top dog, and then Mike. The DC-375 sounded really good this morning. And Henry, I'm curious what the output of that 1625 exciter is that you're driving the amplifier with. I don't know. You've probably said that in the past, but I don't remember. 4 1625s. Curious to see what kind of output power that has. Radio projects here. I've been completely redesigning the enclosure to my little QRP QMX Plus transceiver. Through the months that I've been kind of playing with it, I've kind of, okay, this works, that doesn't work, I got to add that. So I completely redesigned it and 3D printed some mock-ups out, and hopefully this will be the last iteration of it. It's been about a year or so, I guess, that I've been working on this thing. So that's the main thing I've been working on. And then you remember that RA05 receiver that I had a long time ago I was working on, and I had that AC on the B+ line. I completely isolated the power supply from the receiver, and I was still seeing 65 volts of AC on the DC side. I was talking to Steve about it, and he said there could be possibly a problem inside the transformer, and he solved it one time on a project he was working on by isolating the transformer. So I haven't tried that yet, but I'm gonna try that, Steve. I'm gonna put a insulator between the transformer and the case and the bolt, try and isolate that thing and see if that solves the problem. But I hope that's all it is, because otherwise, yeah, if there's a problem with the transformer, I'm kind of SOL on that receiver. Not much I can do about it. But what else? I guess that's it. All I've been doing around here, kind of just putzing around the house, enjoying my first couple weeks or so of retirement. So over to Steve, W6SSP, W6NPY.
Okay, very good, Dave. Yeah, I hope that works out for you. So I just put a couple of things to do over the years. What happens is, if the transformer isn't, I don't know, if it isn't built properly or something or other, it will form a secondary, a one-loop secondary between the chassis and the frame of the transformer, which acts as a dead short. And the key thing is the chassis will actually get hot. It's kind of a weird situation. I've seen it a couple of times. Anyway, I hope that fixes it. Henry, I wanted to comment on when you first checked in. I could tell immediately that you were on the 1625 rig. The audio on that is very distinctive, and if you'll pardon the expression, almost broadcast quality. It's very, very distinctive audio. Excellent audio. And let's see what else is going on here. Oh, yesterday evening I decided to power up one of the old jukeboxes here. It's a Seaberg HF 100R classic jukebox. It's one of the very first high fidelity jukeboxes from 1954, and man, these things, they just belt out the sound. It's just amazing how much sound these things put out. With just a pair of 6L6s, no less, but 5 speakers. Anyway, the radio tie-in there is believe it or not, there is one, is the cartridge on this thing. It's one of those cartridges that has needles on both sides. So it plays one side of the record depending on which one you selected, and then the other side. Internally, it's a crystal element, just like D104s. And just like D104s, they age. And I was playing it for a couple of hours, and initially the audio output was fairly distorted, but good output. Good output from the element. Didn't have to turn the volume up. But over time, the audio quality improved quite a bit. So I kind of wonder if that might be the same case with D104 elements. I don't think so, but just kind of interesting how that worked out. Projects here, I've been working on a digital project for the past 3 weeks or so. It's fairly complex. There are 18 ICs in it. It's a homebrew thing. And in the past I've built quite a few digital projects like that. One of my degrees is in digital engineering. And the problem is now with failing eyesight, it's nearly impossible and very frustrating to do. So I think this will be the last one for me. I spent the last 2 days finding mistakes I made in wiring. So, oh well, that's the way that goes, I guess. I'll have to stick with tube stuff, which is just fine by me. Okay, Vern, you're back. Good to hear you. K0DWC, W6SSP, over to you.
I'm here. Okay, there we
turn down the audio gain level. Where is the mic gain? Is it about right there? Yeah, that's about right. This K6VXY. Oh, that's way too high. Turn again. I went back to the other mic. Is what I'm fighting with here. I had this set up last night. It still may be a little strong. But anyhow, I'll keep it brief. I woke up at 6:45 and I rushed to get here. And I think it shows. And this K6VXY running the Marauder with the D104 mic. I had the Shure mic on. It wasn't working, then it was working. It was working great yesterday. I did the get on the air test that Mike told me about, W7MS. I believe he is the one I would be turning it over to, but I could be wrong. I've only got part of the list, but good morning to Mike and to Henry and to Dave. No, that's Frank, is it? I'm all mixed up here, still waking up. I only got a quarter ounce of coffee in me. 1 inch of rain last night. I got that report. I had 1 inch of rain. And I'm going to keep the modulation level down a little bit because this is working really good. Or like I said, running it well. That helped. Yeah, that helps. That's good enough. You guys can hear me. I'm turning it over to, I'm not sure. I've got, good morning to Steve and Dave also. This K6VXY confused. Please, I guess number 4 takes it. And I was testing. Thanks for checking, Carl. I just hoping that thing worked. So, this K6VXY. Groveland running a dipole, good old 40-foot up, 50 PMs, and Marauder hanging in there. I've been working on a case for it. I got to do some more work tomorrow. First one I worked didn't work. It was too thin. It didn't hold together good. I'm putting a wood case on it. Okay, there we go. So I'm turning it over to check-in number 4. And I'm sorry if I am not, seems like I'm not with it, but I will be. K6VXY.
So K6VXY and the group KE6QK. Yeah, good morning, Vern. You might pass along, I sent you a box last week. I don't know if you got it. You might mention that. I appreciate the offers on the 1625s. I'll tell you a stupid story. When that 11625 became a flash cube, and I've never seen that, by the way. It lit up pretty nice, and my protection circuit saved the transmitter. Blew a 20 amp fuse like a big dog, and saved the radio. I went and ordered 2 1625s from Southern California. They were mailed out pretty fast. Believe it or not, the good old U.S. Parcel Service, they arrived in Reno last Thursday, and instead of going out for delivery, the U.S. Parcel Service sent them to Indiana. So I don't know if I'm ever going to get them. I've never seen that before. They must have got on an airplane and went to Indiana. The Ranger is just about ready to come up. I'm going to put it on the auto transformer. I've been doing an audit of everything. It looks brand new. Maybe it'll just blow up. I don't know. It looks really good. I did all the switches, did all the resistance. The caps are all new. So maybe one day I'll come up with the Ranger. Anyway, let's see. Okay, Vern, tell me if you got that package. That's interesting. And I didn't hear Bill at all. Nothing at all on Bill. And everyone else is about 15 to 20 over with QSB. So down to you, Chuck. K0DWC and the group K6QK.
Okay, Rich. K6QK, K0DWC. Yeah, there's a little bit of QSB on you, but you're easy Q5 copy. Really, everybody is. No problems really hearing anybody. I never really did hear Bill, but I mean, I think Mike said he barely heard him there at one point. But anyway, everybody else is doing fine, just fine. So, Vern, you need another cup of coffee there, and I think you'll be okay. You sounded good, Vern, with the Marauder and the D104. Dave's pounding in, Steve is. Now you are, Vern. Rich was just fine. Mike's pounding in, Henry's pounding in, and Frank's got a great signal from South Shore. So it's all good. But yeah, Carl and I have been working off and on all this past week, and I hired these two boys to haul that stuff away, and it took 2 days and 5 trips to wherever they were taking it. So the only thing I got left out there now is the combination dirt and sand pile out there, and that's not very big at all. So getting stuff done at the right time. We just dodged the storm, or dodged the rain, I should say, getting that stuff out yesterday. But anyway, yeah, it's still outside work for us, but we're about 98% where we want to be with that. A few other little things have got to be done, but it's something that can wait. So anyway, that's what's going on here. But anyway, Mike, have you heard any of the latest on Ron? Just curious if he got back safely. So with that, I will send it over to Reno to Mr. Mike, W7MS in the group, K0DWC. By the way, Mike, that BC375 sounds awesome again this week, man. Go ahead and take it.
Okay, well, thank you, K0DWC, W7MS. We'll give a chance for... Okay, we're not in synchronous AM on the live broadcast, because synchronous AM and the BC375 is not compatible due to the FM component. But I'm glad he's in standard AM detection. I can hear myself up front. Yes, I sound great and fantastic. Yuck, yeah, right. But appreciate the comments, and I will comment here on Bill. Sorry to get back to you. I was up front to refill my coffee cup, Henry, but I did hear Bill, or at least a nuance of Bill with some extrasensory perception on my end on the initial check-ins, and there was, some doubling. So he may have called it quits, or possibly it wasn't Bill, but I swear to heck he was there initially on the initial check-in roll call. But great, Carla, on all the comments from you and Chuck on doing your spring cleaning in the fall. And I enjoyed your story on getting the Ford Special in the ocean container, because my thought last week when Chuck mentioned that, and it was a topic of discussion, is, well, you could get the car in there, but how's the driver going to exit the car? So you explained that it's a precision fit and that you can squeeze out. So that answered that question. But no room for error on the insertion, so to speak. But that's sounds like it could be a episode off of I Love Lucy. It could be very interesting. And Dave, good on the QRP remodel. Boy, you must go through some material there on the printer, but you're definitely, I would say you're a journeyman class fabricator. And great to hear that you resurrected the RAO. You're back on that in retirement, because you had mentioned your frustration months and months ago, and I figured you just put it on the back burner, and now it's back on the front burner. Steve, great on the comments on the crystal element. Well, at least it worked, because the few that I played with on old phonographs have always been dead. And thanks to the freebie pilot at Hammond Hi-Fi back in the old days, I was able to grab a couple working replacements. But maybe it was just a matter of mechanical loosening things up on the internals there. But I'm glad it was a happy ending, because I thought you were going in the direction that you were listening to some great foxtrot music, and then suddenly it just died. But it actually got better, so that's a good story. Find Rich on the tubes in the United States Post Office main branch in Reno. I've had that happen several times where it's processed through, which is amazing because it's all automated, and suddenly my package is on its way to Sacramento, and maybe down to Fresno and then back again. And it really, you got to wonder about the efficiency of the PO. Really, rare occasions I've seen something like that happen with its competitors, but it can be a contributor to being profitable when the handling is so erratic. And I forgot to check on a package that I'm expecting that was shipped, of course, as Henry had mentioned, priority, which is. I don't think anything goes on an airplane these days, Rich, unless maybe it's express. It's all done by contract haulers there with that little U.S. mail sign stuck on the back of their trailer. But that's enough of my editorial comments. Kinda. Vern sounded good. You also had some intermittent audio. It just wasn't weak, but you were dropping out. So I'm not sure if that's the old mic hose problem. Potentiometer, but when you did have it turned up, you sounded very good, so great to hear you, and I'm glad you're waking up, because I think Dave and I feel your pain, and I'm hopefully doing a little bit better. Projects here, virtually none this week. Had some other business and other things on the agenda through the week, but I did have a salesperson from AT&T ring my doorbell. And at first I was going, shucks, it's somebody trying to sell me rain gutters or solar panels. But I saw the AT&T ID badge, and proud to say that AT&T fiber internet is now in the neighborhood, and they're pricing it very competitive to my Spectrum bill. So I signed up for AT&T, and we'll see how that develops. But they claim 1 gig and a considerable price difference, since they're out to steal customers, and also it's claimed that it's a lifetime account price, that there won't be a price rise. So we'll see when the class action lawsuits start flying on that claim, but I'm sure we'll be okay. And Frank, great to hear you from beautiful South Lake Tahoe in overlooking Fallen Leaf Lake. It's again nice to hear you. Henry, great on the comments. 1625s, yeah, they rule. And fortunately, with that 12-volt heater, it's only a matter of time before the audio fools start scraping those up and to replace the 807s. But over to you, Henry. WA7YBS, W7MS.
Okay, Mike. W7MS, WA7YBS. Yeah, I think that's why John W6MIT used the 1625 rig, was because they were abundant and cheap, and they work fine. And to answer Dave's question, yeah, the 1625 rig is 2 1625s in parallel for the PA, and 2 1625s in push-pull for the modulators, and it will run. If you really fine-tune it, and barefoot, as you would call it, not going through the linear, it'll do about 75 watts out, and you can get about quite a bit more than that, maybe about 90 watts CW. But anyway, I had it going. It's kind of weird what I do. Out of the 1625 rig, I run into a 6 dB attenuator so that I knock the power down to about 18 watts, and then that goes into the linear so that I don't overdrive the linear, and then we're boosted up to about 130 watts or so. and it gives me a chance to run two W6MIT creations, the 1625 rig and the linear amplifier. So linear amplifier uses an 826Y, which is, I don't know, it's some sort of special 3500Z, and it behaves like a 3500Z, but it's got 826Y on the tube, so I don't know what it is, pulse rated or something. And let's see, RAO5, that's a Wells Gardner creation there for the Navy, based on Nationals RAO2. And what Wells Gardner did, they were in Chicago, and you look at that receiver, you'd swear those are national parts, and they're not. You look at them very closely, and they're slightly different. What Wells Gardner did was they contracted with all the manufacturers around Chicago, and so all of the components and the parts, although they look just like national parts, they're not. They're made by various companies in Chicago. So who knows who made that transformer, but you never know. The capacitors were made by a company called John Fast, the F-A-S-T, and so they say on the side of the capacitor, they say fast. And you go, geez, I wonder what that means on the capacitors, a fast capacitor. Well, no, it's the manufacturer, John Fast, and he was a capacitor manufacturer during World War II and later in the Chicago area. Stand by. No cough switch, so I just dropped the carrier. So anyway, that's the story on that. Not too much going on here. I've been working on yet another 51J receiver, and this one is I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.9% sure it's a 51J3. Has a civilian PTO in it, and no indications of military service and that sort of stuff. And the interesting thing about the J3 is that a lot of them, a lot of them were made, and a lot of them were made. Where the heck are they? Well, they didn't have data plates on them. I have a lot of documentation that shows 51J3s, no data plate, and they have the number, the Collins manufacturing number, stamped on the front panel, and that's what they use for the serial number. And Howard Sams, the Howard Sams pamphlet there, or whatever you want to call those things, the photo fax on the 51J3 shows the receiver that way. And also the 51J3 manual also shows the receiver with no data plate. So I really believe that there's a lot of J3s out there, and they just not really identified because there is no overt identification on the receiver. If you're a neophyte and don't know, you look at it and you wonder what the heck it is, because it doesn't say anywhere on the receiver what it is. So it's kind of interesting. Anyways, it's working pretty good now. So that was the project. With that, let me turn it over to Frank, K0DWC&WA7YBS. Go ahead, Frank.
Okay, thank you, Henry. WA7YBS, KB0W in South Lake, looking down on Lake Tahoe, actually, and Fallen Leaf Lake. Yeah, it's just beginning to snow here, a few flakes of snow just coming down, but it's mostly rain, and it's a grimy, grizzly, dark and damp day here. It's going to be looking for a project. I've been switching between a Collins 75A4 and a Drake R4C, and the noise limiter in the Drake is a little better than the Collins, so I've been listening on that now. don't have much more to contribute. The band is really falling apart here, and the signals, except for Mike, who was really 20 over. Gosh, you were really loud and sounding really good. I'm having a hard time hearing the people, so I'm going to bail out and say 73 to everybody, and look forward to being on the air next week. So 73 to everyone. I think there's somebody after me. So Carla, I did not hear whoever it was that you checked in after me, because the noise level here, so maybe you would be kind enough to get them queued up, okay? So signing off for the day, KB0W.
Okay, KB0W, W4DDQ here. Oh, very good, Frank. 73 to you, and enjoy your day. But no, it was Bird that had checked in, and I kept him in the number 3 spot. But let me see if Bill's out there, hopefully, and to join us for the last go-around. So is there anybody out there who'd like to be number 9? Please come now. Okay, I didn't hear anything, so I guess we'll start the 73 round. So with that, I'm lost for words right now. I don't have anything else to talk about. So back up to the top, W6MQI to take it. This is Whiskey 4 Delta Victor Quebec.
All right, K0DWC and WA7YBS. Alrighty. Yep, conditions are starting to fade, but thanks for that information, Henry. Yeah, I sure hope I can get that RAO5 going. That is a beautiful receiver, I think. Kind of one of my more favorite receivers. Aesthetic-wise, I don't know if on the performance, I've never run one, but I really like the looks of it. So I sure hope I can get it going. It's still, in pieces. I hope the hell I can get it back together. I took pictures of it as I was taking it apart, so hopefully I get it back together. And that reminds me, my phone that I took the pictures with had a meltdown. So luckily I can plug it into the computer and I can download my pictures, but I completely lost all my contacts and everything else that was on there. So that sucks. So I know I had Mike in there and a couple other people, so I've lost all your information, all your numbers and stuff. So anyway. But that was a Android phone, and I finally moved over to the dark side and bought myself an Apple. So we'll see how that one rolls. And Mike, yeah, I'm going through the filament over here. I just had 2 rolls delivered this morning, and Amazon is very dependable. I've had issues with the U.S. Postal Service. One time I had a package I was waiting for. It went to Oakland. And I think, it's going to be here tomorrow or so. And then it went back up to Sacramento. So what the hell? It's going all over the place. And my daughter's had problems with that up in Indiana too. So I don't know what their problem is. Weird. And yeah, Frank, man, you're still hanging in there. You must be on the north side of Fallen Lake to be able to see both sides of the lake. Both lakes, rather. I always wondered about that narrow road going along the south side of Fallen Lake, that one-lane road. Do they plow that thing? How do people get in and out of there during the winter? That's during the summer. Yeah, one more thing.
Okay, Dave, very good. Yeah, conditions are definitely fading. Henry was right at the noise level, whereas he was booming in here earlier, so that's how it goes this time of year. Yeah, Dave, I'll bet you're incorporating your keypad entry into your new design there. I'd be interested to see pictures once you get that rendered. Pretty interesting project, start to finish here. I wonder what you're going to end up with. And Carlo, I forgot to thank you for the jalopy report, and always good to hear about progress on that. And I was the other day I was out in the garage, kind of looking at some of the car projects I have here, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get to them. One I regret that if I don't get to it is the 1951 MGTD. It runs and drives, but it's all original, and it's kind of shabby, not too bad, but it definitely needs a restoration, and a couple of others too. But I don't know if those are ever going to. I doubt it, the way things are going. And Mike, I did want to mention, if you're still, you do have considerable FM on your signal. You know, I realize that's a feature of the DC 191s, but didn't know if you were aware of it or not. And I can hear it if I turn on the DFO on this receiver. It's pretty dramatic, but doesn't hurt your signal on the rim at all. So we'll say 73, guys, and see you all next weekend. Over to Vern, K0DWC, W6SSP, 73 on.
K0DWC, modulating properly with the D104 microphone, which is nice. I look at my power meter and look how much I get voice peaks when I'm talking. And that tells me all as well. Because it should be bouncing up some, but not a lot. And sure, Mike, I tried. You did hear me. It was okay. There's also, I took it apart this last week. There's a spot for a 9-volt battery in it that's not being used, and it's got a volume control on it. So I'm going to fiddle with that next week. Also, I'm probably going to make a trip to further from me is to Oakdale and to the Home Depot. I think they said they still have some particle board. This other board, I think it's called AOS. It looks like large pieces of lumber and fragments or whatever has been glued together instead of that particle board. The problem it has, I got some, they called it .44, which is 3/8. When you run a small whisper through it, it opens up. It doesn't hold it. Spend a little more money and get some plywood for the case. But the dimensions I figured out for the radio work great. They were right. And I just got to get different material. And then come down there tomorrow. I don't want to go on a Sunday just in case they don't have the people that cut the wood for you. They claim that they can't guarantee it because it's on rollers and it's a vertical type saw. But it worked out just fine, and the guy that I can't cut it there at Lowe's, I got to make a comment on my purchase, which I can do. He did a really, really good job working with that thing, because I had a 2x4 foot piece of wood, we'll just call it wood, cut up, and he kept it from flopping around too much, because the rollers aren't that close to each other, and if you're not careful, you can get a rather strange looking cut. But at 4 feet, he was less than an eighth of an inch off, and that's fine for me. So, I apologize for it, but he was very conscientious, did a good job, and that's part of the luck, I guess, of the things we're doing. Like you guys were talking about the tubes, you know, and they used to be great. Well, maybe they were for the right person, or maybe they changed manufacturers. Who knows what you get now if they're used stuff. And I've got to do a little more work with that. But Henry's tip there on that fan, I got it. I'm running it only at 50% power, but it's working great. It's got a lot of power. It's keeping things stable. So maybe that's part of the reason I was seeing the power output on the Marauder change. Because I got a pretty good fan there, and I get it going and then fire it up, and it seems very stable as far as power output from what it was doing before. And I read an article somewhere on the internet that the fan inside that they supplied by HeatKit was not up to snuff, and I would agree. This one here is quiet, and you could really run it up. I've got it low. I'm turning it up now here. I'm going to see if we can pick up the sound of the microphone. Now that's with the turn up to around 75. So anyhow, nice talking to you all. Nice waking up. Oh, okay. And I want to say we got about 5 inches of rain this last week. Now it's counting a few storms. We're getting more today. It's raining now. So we're doing pretty good here. Maybe we'll get Lake Don Pedro looking like it's trying to fill up. But I guess there's a lot of snow going to be dropping too in time to help fill it up in the spring months. But looks kind of peaking right now. So with that, I will turn it over to not Frank, but I'll turn it over to Mike in Reno. The signals were 20 over, but signals QSB now. Over to Mike, W7MS and the group.
Yeah, Vern, it goes to Rich, KE6QK in the group, so stand by. Well, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, okay, whistle here. Signal strength seem okay, but the receiver's making a whistle noise. I think I'm listening to the Northern Lights or something. This is my 73 round. Vern, did you get the package I sent you? Break? Ask Vern if he got a package from me. W7MS to the group, K6QK 73.
Okay, K6QK. Well, the conditions are deteriorating pretty rapidly. It's also my fault. Everybody had a good week ahead and all, and I think Henry proposed to let us come up to weekend, and it talked to you guys then. Henry, I gave you a buzz earlier today. I'm not going to be working. I'll call you later this afternoon. So, these guys, turn it over to Mike. Go on in there. W7MS in the group. They're here.
Well, thank you, Chuck. It's been an interesting operating event this morning here, physically, locally, and also listening to everyone on the IX1. Of course, W7MS Mike in Reno with a frog in my throat, but that's cough switch isn't going to remedy that one. But we'll blame it on the oatmeal I just consumed, and that's the fact, Chuck. Yeah, I thought Stu's comments on FM. I mean, actually, it's a little bit more severe than my memory recalls. I can see it on the spectrum display from Wavelength Radio, and we'll take a look at it. And I did pull off the chart and marked version of a Cal sticker, so I had rolled out the FM component in September of 2023, so I think it's time to hit the Cal Lab, which is no issue since I have the official HP, what is that? I gotta look at it here. It's Elder Age. It's the 8901A modulation analyzer, which works out really well. You see the null in real time. There's no guesstimation. There's no hamster activity. It's HP Cal. So I know we're I think we're a little excessive on that, and of course the whole thing is not to just, well, I'll kill the issue here. I mean, loading, everything is dependent, and maybe things are a little bit different from last week, but I haven't touched anything other than the frequency, but then again, the match to the antenna, who knows, we'll blame it on the rain. The loading is shifted slightly. It's the rain effect. But how's that for backpedaling? Probably sounding like a politician here with the explanation. But good signals tomorrow. The band isn't dying. And sorry, Chuck, for not coming on run. I have not heard from him. I just heard that he was supposed to be due back, and which meant they would possibly be on the air. And I've been avoiding any, let's say, QRM type text messaging or whatever, especially if he is back in town, but he may have a lot of personal business other than amateur radio to catch up on. But I think maybe I will do a welfare check this morning and see if I get a response and see what he's up to. But also with the chaos and on transportation the past couple of weeks, who knows? He hopefully he's not sitting in some hub somewhere in the world waiting for a plane ride, but we'll find out. But with that, 7.3 is from Reno, and we're going to throw this thing on the attenuator and see what we're up to as far as FM component. We're going to give thanks to our benefactor on Wavelength Radio for providing what a great asset for all of us. So over to Henry with that pulse-rated. Maybe we could just say maybe it was actually designed for either the National Security Agency or the Central Intelligence Agency. How's that sound? But definitely not the FBI. WA7YBS, W7MS 73.
Okay, sounds good to me. W7MS, WA7YBS. Okay, very good. And you know what? I also have to say something about wavelength radio. I look at that every week. Every week that John records, because it's so interesting to look at the pan adapter, and you get, there's some instant feedback, but I mean it's like within a short period of time, whenever John gets it up on YouTube, that it's available there to analyze your signal. Not only what you can hear orally, but visually looking at the pan adapter. It's a great asset, I agree. And I use it every week. So, thanks a lot there, N9AMI. With that, I'm going to go ahead and say 73. Everybody have a good one. And I will be net control next week, so we'll hope to hear everybody back then. And with that, back to Carla, W4DVQ, WA7YBS.
Okay, WA7YBS, this is W4DVQ, very good. We survived. The conditions only took a dump on the last round. So very good, I appreciate y'all. With that, this is Whiskey 4, Delta, Victor, Quebec, securing the vintage military net for Sunday, November 16th. And I would like to thank everyone for their participation and invite everyone back next Sunday morning, where Ryan is going to be next control. So we are now turning the frequency over to regular amateur radio use. This is W4 Delta Victor Quebec, signing off. 73, guys.
K6.